Hey there, everyone. I'm Oscar Rios, and welcome to Citizens of the Frontier. Today, I'm doing a short video to let everyone know a little bit about our Patreon. Yes, we have a Patreon. The Patreon is for people who want to support the show and become a little bit more involved in it, and perhaps even run some of the material we're creating for their home games. So the link to the Patreon will be down in the show notes. Um, and I'm going to go through the levels and talk about some of the fun things we have planned. First is Citizens of the Frontier. You will get access to our Patreon message board, and we will be posting the NPC write-ups and the write-ups for any adversaries or creatures that are found in our game. Once the game is completed, they will be, posted to the site, and every member of the Patreon will have access to them. So if you watched our first adventure and want to use the creature Death Shrooms in your campaign, you'll have access to that, and there may be one or two other animals they'll be running into in the Favela Forest. So the next level up will be Hero of the Frontier. And not only will, at that level, you'll get the complete script with all of the maps of the adventures we run after they're completed. So, yeah, you'll be able to send your group through the events of Proving Grounds. The maps are basic, and it's not it's the best I can do on no budget, but the best I can do is not bad, if I do say so myself. Next is Veteran of the Frontier. Again, you'll have full access to the NPCs and adversaries, access to the adventure scripts once the scenarios are done, and at the end of every session of actual play, you will be thanked personally by me and in the show notes for supporting the Patreon. Next up from that is Mega Corporation of the Frontier. Again, you will get all of the other items, plus access to what we're going to be doing as exclusive content. Exclusive content could be a lot of things. We're going to be doing a video series called Op 4. The first one will be posted for free as an example on our YouTube channel, but other Op 4 episodes will be available only to our Patreon supporters. We may eventually do very short one-on-one or mini adventures with one or two characters going on a one-shot. And when we record those won't be part of the main show. Those will just be for the upper level Patreon members. So, there may be early access to materials that will be, presented. We're not really sure. It will, we'll make sure that it's cool. We're fans first. We know what we'd love to see, so we'll be putting stuff like that out. And the highest level is Original Settler. These are, again, named after the original settlers of Solar Minor who managed to survive the war and repatriate to their to Cersei or Kit Kerr. So these get everything everyone else does. Oh, let me backtrack. The Mega Corporation people also get to create an NPC that will be dropped into the game. They'll be created, with my approval and input. You tell me what kind of an NPC you'd want introduced. It can be an enemy, it can be a family member, it could be somebody quirky, it could be an adventure hook. We already have an NPC created, and I've already found a way to work them in later in our opening adventure for our very first Patreon member. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. So Original Settler gets all of those things, the original NPC, the full adventure scripts, the adversaries, the thank you message and the exclusive content. But they also get a bonus called civic planning, which means they can name one of the major locations in our campaign. I have deliberately not named things like the space station, the moon base, the recreation station. Uh, I've only named the one major city that the players started on Cersei, and that's Gaia Station. So it could be one of the continents. It could be one of the cities on either planet. It could be the names of these space stations. So one major civic location will be named after, that backer will get to name it. And they can even have some input on some of the things found there. So if somebody said, well, I want to name the space station, Funland 2000, the recreation station. I want to name Funland 2000, and there's got to be a fully automated robotic Mexican restaurant called Burrito Captain's. Yes, I will allow it. I will allow it. So we're going to do some fun things. We're going to let our Patreon members be part of the campaign in a real way, not just observing as fans, but also assisting as creators, having some input, and we'll play it by ear. See how long all of this lasts. But after the first session, we're having fun, and we've got so many good ideas for the weeks and months ahead. So that's our Patreon. Again, look down at the show notes for a link, and we hope to see you there. Until then, stay safe, citizens.